Stop it. If you don't like it, you stop it. And you're gonna hear this a lot in this video, but that would be informative video for you, for yourself, and for the environment, and for all your friends. So the topic of this video today, it's called Stop It. If you don't like something in your life, just stop it. You don't like your job, stop going to your job. You don't like your health, stop doing the nasty thing you do to yourself. You don't feel happy, stop it. So now, what I found out through my experience in life and through observing other people's behavior, one of the most important things is not what you do, but what you manage to stop doing. If you can manage to stop doing the bad things in your life, everything will fall in place. It's an idea and a concept that it's counterintuitive. And there is a reason for that. And let me give you the statistics and the data about this thing so you can understand way better what I'm talking about. First of all, I want to show you today, it's June 10th, 2018. This is Central Park, and it will start with a little bit positive part of the video, the beautiful part of life. So just look around the life yourself. I'm sitting here on a cliff. I'm sitting right here on a cliff, and I'm doing this video for you to stop all the bullshits and all the nasty things that you do to yourself and to other people as well, without you knowing. So here we are on a cliff in Central Park. It's not very high, but here is the beautiful part of life. Look at the nature, look at the beautiful people around you, look at the beautiful colors, and look at all the beautiful life around you, and ask yourself this question: what I don't like in my life? What you don't like in your life? It's very simple. Whatever you don't like in your life, just stop it. Stop it right now. If you don't like watching this video, stop it. Stop watching the video and go in your Maya, go in your state of mind that you feel comfortable. But I want to talk about many topics. The main topic of today's video is going to be stop it. And let's get back to the point. In life, and in business, and in relationships, and in personal relationships, sometimes you have to do the most important thing, which is two things: decide what you want and do it, or stop what you have been doing it and does not bring you any good state of mind or happiness. So what do I mean? Some people smoke cigarettes. Well, if you don't like smoking cigarettes, if you believe yourself that cigarettes are good, it's almost impossible to stop it. If you have chemical dependency, like alcohol or anything, maybe it's a good idea to stop it. If you have unhealthy relationship with other people, stop it. If you have unhealthy relationship with yourself, that is the first thing you should stop. So, why is this relevant and why is this important? Because there is so much negativity around you and around the world, and most of the people, the 95% are talking about the things they do not like. That's the basic premise. But if you hear about, or if you start communicating with person and he start telling you all the bad things that he does not like, that's an indication for you to stop communicating with that person, because it's like a poison. If you keep communicating with this kind of people, sooner or later you're going to become one of them, talking about all the things that you don't like, and how unfair the world is, and how bad everything is, and how bad your salary is, and how messed up your relationship is, and how nothing is working. And of course, you will find the excuse. There is a lot of excuses for people like this. This is a mental problem, this is a philosophy problem, this is psychological problem, and I will have to explain you how the mind works before you to understand. Now, the mind is just like a tool. It's like a computer. Whatever information you give to the mind, he will make sense of it. If you give negative information, if you hear negative people, if you are surrounded or if you live in a negative environment, do not expect that you will come out with positive and fulfilling experience and results. That is not going to happen. So the first thing is to stop living in your negative environment and get into a positive environment. Surround yourself with other type of people. Surround yourself with other type of people. Surround yourself with positive people that will give you a positive information. People that want to talk about their success. People that want to talk about their successful relationships in business, in family, in anything in their life. These are the people to follow. These are the people to watch, and they're gonna poison you as well. But they're gonna poison you with positivity rather than to poison you with negativity. So the idea is very simple. The mind, as one of my mentors says, is like a mental factory. It's very simple. I would say the mind is just like a tool. It's a very complex, it's very big tool. We can call it a mental factory, we can call it a tool. Doesn't matter what we're gonna call it. So you put good ingredients, good results will come. You put bad ingredients and bad results will come. In the business world, this is so garbage in, garbage out. You put some garbage information in your mind and you get some garbage results. Do not expect to make a rich, beautiful and tasteful life out of negative, messed up and bad ingredients. It's not going to work. So, practical advice. If you don't like anything you do in your life, just stop it. And this is what I found out. That is one of the greatest days in your life, to decide to stop all the bad things that you do to yourself and to your environment and to your friends and to your family. And it takes some guts and it takes some balls, or it takes some ingenuity, or it takes some genius, or whatever you might call it, but it takes something. And it's a great day, the day that you decide to stop the things that don't work for you. And after all, the universe is very fair, the nature is fair, and the world is fair. So if you have some negative outcomes, the first place to look is at yourself. What I have been doing, what I have been reading, what I have been allowing myself to be influenced by, what are the people that I'm watching, what are the people that I'm letting to pour mental ingredients in my mental factory called the mind. Now, once again, the mind is a very unique thing. It will always come up with results. The only difference is what kind of results. And you have to look at the results, or before you look at the results, you might as well look at the information that is coming to your mind. And now, there is a secret here I will tell you. When you talk to a negative person, they usually would tell you like the 500 reasons why these things will not work. So if you're a negative person and if you're listening this video and if you think like all these things that I'm talking, it's some bullshit and baloney, that's an indication that you don't have acceptance in your heart, you don't have a open-minded, you don't have an open mind to acquire information. In other words, you are not curious. You're just the opposite of curiosity. It's called ignorance. Ignorance is not stupidity. That is not stupidity. It's just ignorance. Don't make them both mixed up. Ignorant person means the person that you are talking to them and they just say on the top of their mind, it's like one big symbol created by two letters. One is N, the other one is no. Or in some other languages, it's three letters, but basically you got the idea. When you talk to somebody on the top of their mind, the mind is can say no, 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 no. That's the process of justification your own messed up behavior and your messed up actions. So this is how it works. Very simple. The mind is unique tool that always give results. Based on the information that goes in, that would be the information that goes out. So, if you listen on a daily basis negative information, how the world is unfair, how rich people are bad, how and there's a lot of people making a lot of money on that topic because we know negativity sells. Negative news sells. That's why the media and the newspapers keep manipulating your mind by giving you this information. There's nothing positive in this information for you and for your life. You just feel happy because someone else is below you, something bad happened to you, something bad happened to them, or somebody get into some mess, somebody hit a car on the road, somebody lost his business, somebody got into misery. If you're a successful thinker, if you are a big thinker, if you have something going on in your life, this kind of information, this negative information will not be a pleasant information for you. Your mind will not look at this information as a pleasant information, but it look at this information rather as negative input, and you will have the ability to say, stop this shit. I don't like this. I don't like to hear how somebody felt, somehow body felt miserable. And one of these guys said this: when people go to these shows like Jerry Springer, why these shows are so popular? Because half of the people are thinking, oh, look at this fool, how miserable he is. And the other half of the people are thinking, wow, I wish not be on his position. But both of these statements are just saying one. You are just enjoying someone else's misery because you have nothing going in your life. So all your attention is occupied by someone else's misery. But that again, it's a negative information. Watching somebody is miserable, it's not positive. That is negative. And it's so much negativity. Some people say that for the many, many years, this is how the world operates. 1 will be super successful, 5 will be okay, and 95% will be miserable. Why is this? Why is this? Even in 2018, if you look around, you will see a lot of miserable people. They have complaints. They have complaints about their families. They have complaints about their kids. They have complaints about the kids' teachers. They do have complaints about the system. They don't like the world. They don't like nature. They don't like the rain. They bitch about this. They bitching and moaning and whining and basically that's all they do. Listening to other people's misery and getting into that misery. So just, I would say, fucking but freaking or whatever it is, just stop this nonsense, man or a girl that does not have anything that will bring to your life. Now, on the other hand, you can start listening to positive people. Learn the biographies and the autobiographies of all successful people. It's like a poison. You will project yourself. You may say, wow, that guy, that's kind of smart. Wow, that was a very good move he made in his life. Wow, that was excellent move he made into his business. Wow, that is a genius move he shared in his book. So, if you are fascinated with positive stuff, you're gonna be more fascinated in the future with positive stuff. So it's very, very important to cut the negative information. And sometimes the negative information comes from our closest friends, relatives, families. But people live somehow in autopilot. They take this for granted. But if you are on the success road, you will start noticing that you have very low tolerance to this nonsense. You will just snap out of this in instance and you're gonna switch back to listening positive people. And once again, there is so much negativity in the world. Predominantly, it's a negativity in the world, and there is no value in the negative world. There's so much. The demand is not so much, but the availability of negativity is so much in the world that this itself is to show you that there is zero value in negative thinking processes, in negative behavior, in negative observations. On the other hand, look at the beauty. I don't know how to describe this. It's kind of being in the beautiful part of the world, the beautiful experience, the good stuff, and the language that people use. It's also indication. If somebody you meet and if you start using negative words means anything, you should just run away. If you start hearing negative words and negativity in somebody's behavior, you should know that this is indication that there's a lot of negativity in his mind. And what is it his mind? It's coming out of his mouth. There is a science about this. It's called neuro-linguistic programming. So I'm going to explain you a little bit about this because that's very curious. One of the things we know from neuro-linguistic programming is the way people think is the way people talk. So now there is a secret. You cannot see what is in the people's mind right now. But once they start talking, you can immediately look into their minds by just listening to the words that they are using. What are they using? Is it the words fuck this shit, this bad people, that is bad, this is nasty, this is idiots, and all this stuff? You know, if they use this language, you should know their language patterns that they are not very good. On the other hand, the good people, the ones that really are happy with their lives, they have a different pattern of language where more words are used, like joyfulness, pleasantness, happiness, beautiful, amazing, and all these kind of words are into their vocabulary. So next time you meet a new friend, just pay close attention of what his mind is generating. And again, to tell you, this mind did not generate these words out of nowhere. It is because he's surrounded by probably negative environment, negative friends, negative surroundings, and that's why he puts these mental garbage ideas in his head. And of course, based on these garbage ideas, his mind will justify and will create negative garbage content. And these people are like robots on autopilot, talking bunch of nonsense all day long. And because they are 95% of the people in the world, that's why the world is in this kind of shape. So I hope you are not in the 95%. I hope that you are only in the 5%. Here is a new guy. Hey, come over here, man. What's up? What's your name? Huh? Nothing is going on. Tell me something about the world that we see today. Trees? What else? You don't know? Is it beautiful? Is it nice? How old are you? 5 years old. What are you going to become when you grow up? Yeah. Engineer. Wow. That's a very cool thing. What's your name? Michael the engineer. Where are your parents, Michael? Down there. You should visit them. You should check them out. Maybe they are worried about you. This is Michael and he will be engineer, yes? Exactly. And now, kids are one very positive thing to happen in our lives. And if you don't have kids, you can just observe other kids and you will notice they don't have all these garbage in their heads because they don't take it too seriously. You know, they are not so caught up in this in this world of serious people and doing business and all this stuff, you know. And as one of the business experts said on the topic, they are not poisoned by the seriosity of their business cards, because they have not been acquired their business cards. They didn't get their business cards printed yet. So that's why they stay happy. That's why they see the world beautiful as it is. And actually the world is a beautiful place. But once again, this video is more about the negativity and what to do about it in your life. So if you don't like it, stop it. You don't like this video, stop it, pause it. You don't like to subscribe? Okay, that's okay. Do not subscribe. But if you find some helpful information, if you find this information relevant to you and to your life, subscribe to the channel, and I will come with more positive videos. This is a negative video about positive events in your future. And from my business and from my life, I learned one very important thing. And this is the thing. Sometimes, again, I will repeat this one because the repetition is the mother of the learning curve, or the mother of progress, or the mistake and errors you do in your life. So you can make many mistakes in your life, and that's what life is. That's what life is all about. To make mistakes. The smart part would be not to repeat the same mistake over and over and over. So if you make a mistake, think about why this mistake, rationalize, justify, and just, what is it next to do? Of course, stop it. If it did not produce positive results today, most likely will not produce positive results in the future. Now, some people get stuck in their jobs. They don't like the jobs. They hate their jobs, but they somehow cannot stop it. So stop it. Some people don't like their current situation where they live. So if you don't like your current situation, just move on. Change the zip code. Go to another country. Go to another town. Meet new people. Change your negative environment with positive environment. Who has the power to do that? Anyone has the power to do that. If I can do it, you can do it. Change your address. As my favorite guru says, if you don't like your zip code, change it. You are not a tree, you know. You are not stuck in your current situation. But the most important thing about this video, just about this particular video, just stop it. If you don't like it, stop it. If you don't like it, stop it. If you don't like it, just stop it first, and then you're gonna start the process of change. You're not gonna change if you do not stop this bullshit that you are doing to yourself, to the environment, to the people around you, even to the people that you love. And most of the people, again, 95%, they live in this unconscious, robotic, repeating, self-torturing process of misery. And I would say, fair enough, I was there. We have no guarantee that we will be all happy all the time. Sometimes life has ups and downs. Sometimes we go in this mood. Sometimes we stay in this negativity for years. Some people stay into this state for all their life. How sad is that? 60, 70, 50 years, 90 years old people live in the Maya, live in the unconscious misery world, agreeing with what has been given to them, agreeing with the little or the least part of resistance, because it's easy. Because it's easy. To be negative, it's easy. You don't have to do too much to be negative. Just look at the stats. 95% negativity. What is it to tell you? That's the easy part. Being negative, staying negative, absorbing negative information. That's 95% of the people most likely in the world. That's why the world is not a happy place. But that's only in the human world, because we have the abilities to think, and our mind has the ability to justify. The animals, on the other hand, they're always happy. They have other problems. the simple problems: how to eat, how to go to the restroom, how to breathe, and somehow we forgot all this beauty about just the fact that you are given life today. It's something rather amazing, and most people neglect it because they are caught up in their negative thinking, and don't they appreciate that tomorrow life may be over, at least in this lifetime. I don't know about the next one, but at least in this lifetime your goal should be to have the most pleasant experience at very best of your abilities at any moment of your life. That's all it is about. That's life. It is all about being pleasant at any moment, at any second of your life, because tomorrow you might not wake up. That's not up to you. That is not up to you. Many people take it for granted, but that's not might be your destiny. If you believe in destiny, if you believe in karma, if you believe in all this stuff, there are some higher level of intelligence, consciousness, God, or whatever you may call it, and that very same thing may decide tomorrow to put the red button, turn off this virtual being. Maybe we are characters in a virtual reality in someone else's computer. We don't know about that yet. Maybe we are lower level of intelligence, maybe. And maybe, just maybe, somebody tomorrow may decide to say, okay, game over. Game over for you, or game over for me, or game over for the 95% of the mankind, and even for the 5% of those positive thinkers and and those people that goes happy-go-lucky and like, that's the other extreme. But you don't have control over. The fact that you are breathing air, it's something of amazing fact. That right now you are listening this video, it's something of amazing. A car may hit you, a iron rod may fall from this skyscraper and just you be in that spot in that very moment. We do not know that. I've seen that. And I would say that there is a skyscraper over there that was built, and I was there on the ground, and like about 150 kilogram a metal beam fell from the sky and dig a big hole in the ground, in the asphalt. And then this made me think for a second. Wow, what if I was there at that spot? Wow, what if someone else was there at that spot? That would be like game over, someone's life ending by some, I don't know what it is, how to call it, some circumstances out of his control. But I'm talking about you today. I'm talking about you taking control of your life. And what I've learned is one of the most important things in life. Sometimes it's not that important what you do. That is the next step. If you are in a pain state, if you are in state of unhappiness, it's more important to learn what not to do. And in business, I was just observing 4 businesses in constant war. This kind of businesses have the small thinking, and they have been in constant war. And I was consulting these businesses, and I was trying to help these businesses. And one of my preposition was last year I was talking to the individual heads of these businesses, and I told them, hey, listen, why don't you just get together and straighten your differences and conglomerate your business. One should acquire the other one, or you should just get together by one different brand name that will be overseeing all. You're gonna keep your small businesses the way they are. You're gonna have the cash flow to support your family's employees, workers, but you will not fight to each other, because when you fight to each other, you are not gaining anything. You're just exhausting your energy into fight and war. And just because you have the small thinking, and all of these people, they looked at me like I'm some crazy person. But guess what? Now, into their business there's coming a gigantic company that has the gigantic thinking, and probably within a year or so, these guys will be in the history, because I know also how these big companies operate. They're gonna wipe them out. It's gonna be like out of the blue, and all of a sudden they're gonna be thinking, wow, what have happened here? How we did lose our businesses. Instead of making the best of their businesses, they're doing the worst, because they have this negative thinking. One of the owners, the main objective of this owner is how to kill the other guy, not how to work with the other guy for his own benefits. So that is called the negative thinking, the negative people, the people that want to work exclusively, not inclusively. If you understand inclusivity and exclusivity, there is a lot of benefits in exclusivity, but when you are in business, you should be always inclusive. You should be always positive, even about your worst enemy, even about your worst competition. You should be inclusive. You should include them in your business, not exclude them and compete them, because this somehow turns into a business talk, but there's no anything good in competition. Nothing good in competition. All the businesses that are competing, they are exhausting their resources, and they sooner or late close. There's other type of businesses that are playing the infinite game of business. They either dominate, or they acquire their competitions, or they either include their competition. I used to have a business like this, and I'm proud to say that at one point I had to acquire my competitors. I had to give them money. I actually gave them money, and I acquired all my competition. So I had no problems with that, and the only reason I did that back in 10, 12 years ago, it was because I did not see these competitors of mine as a competitors. I saw them as just another man trying to make a living. So I came up with a better plan. I came up with better solution. And if they was making X amount of dollars, I came up with the idea how to make 3 times X amount of dollars, of which I could benefit 1X myself. So they was making 2X's, I was making 1X. I was happy, they was happy, and this is how I acquire my competitors, because I did not see them as negative part of the business. I saw them as positive part of the business. So here it is. Today, I'm here in Central Park doing this video. It's about 30 minutes talk, a big rant, and I hope that you get the message. If you don't like anything in your life, stop it. Stop it right now. And now, thank you for watching to 32 or 33 minutes. Now it comes the practical part. How to do that? How to stop these things? I have a simple technology. I have a very simple technology that is called think on paper. The things that you like in your life, just put them on a piece of paper. Divide the piece of paper in 2 parts. One called negative, one called positive. And on the negative